welcome back to Carrie's Kitchen. My name's Carrie. This is my kitchen. Today is a beautiful, cool, brisk fall morning, perfect for some rich, delicious, my daddy's recipe pancakes. What you'll need for today's pancakes are Bisquick baking mix, 1 cup of almond milk, a teaspoon of vanilla extract-ish, and a teaspoon-ish of cinnamon, blueberries, optional, and 3 tablespoons of butter, also optional. Okay, so I've got all of my ingredients for the mix in here, except for the butter and my 2 optional ingredients, the butter and the blueberries. But I've got 1 cup of Bisquick, I've got my milk, my egg, my cinnamon, and my vanilla. So I'm going to go ahead and take a whisk and just incorporate all those ingredients. One of the key things with my pancakes, this was my dad's trick. He used to do this in a blender, but I prefer to do it all by hand. I whisk this together. If you're using real milk, 1 cup is usually more than enough. You may want to only start with 3/4 of a cup and then take a look. But I like my batter to be thinner, a lot thinner than maybe the average pancake batter. So this is perfect. 1 cup almond milk to 1 cup Bisquick with 1 egg is perfect. You can double that if you're feeding a big group. And then my cinnamon and vanilla. So it's got a nice thin consistency, but it's not too thin where it's watery. I am, however, going to do something that my daddy always did because I'm feeding my munchkin these pancakes this morning. And on a cold fall morning, there's nothing that brings back memories like the smell of food cooking and food itself. The taste of food, I feel like there's such an emotional connection to the smells of cooking and the taste of food. So my dad used to always put melted butter directly into the batter. So that's what we're going to do. This is easy to skip. I don't always do this. If it's a Monday morning before school and the kiddo feels like pancakes and I have time to make them, I'm not adding butter. But it's a Sunday morning and the kids should have the daddy pancakes, the Grandpa Belton pancakes. So we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of butter into a medium-high nonstick skillet, and I'm just going to let that melt. Kind of swoosh it around and let that melt down. Okay, so my butter's ready to go. It's all melted down, but it's not browned or burned. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk gently while I pour it in, just so that we don't turn any of our eggs into scrambled eggs. It's only 1 egg, but slightly tempers it a little bit. Okay. Good deal. All right, then I'm going to take a paper towel that I folded up, and I'm just going to take it and go like this all around the sides and sort of get the last of it in here, right? So you get a few more drips, but most importantly, your paper towel now is your greasing agent for your pan to keep your pancakes from sticking. I'm using a non-stick skillet, but this is a great trick when you have a regular skillet. You're not using a non-stick. So now I have this, I can evenly coat my pan, and it'll be ready for the first pancakes. Okay, so Mason requested blueberries today, but you can totally leave the blueberries out and just have some buttery, rich, kind of German-style pancakes with the fall cinnamon in there and a little vanilla. And we do that often. Sometimes I'll add nutmeg this time of year or a little bit of canned pumpkin. Good stuff. All right, so we're going to add blueberries for the munchkin. So I usually just take a ladle and I just ladle it on there. And you can see it makes a fairly thin pancake. And then I'm going to take some blueberries and just dot them in wherever I think they look good. I like them to be kind of random so that you get some bites with no blueberries at all and then some bites with a couple blueberries. And we'll just let that side go. When it's ready to flip, we'll flip it on over. Okay, so this is about ready to flip. And the way I know if you're not a big pancake person is the sides start looking kind of puffy, that you can tell it's not going to be messy to flip over. And the center, the bubbles, you'll notice there's little air bubbles that kind of happen all around the outside. And when it's ready to flip, the ones at the middle are starting to not look so wet and soggy. They're popping open real slow, like it's cooked halfway through basically. And then you flip it on over. It's perfect. Pancake number 1 has been flipped. Ooh, it smells so good in here. So then I'm done. I took that first pancake off. See this guy? Just get a nice even wipe. So then any little bits that maybe did splash over or get stuck get wiped off, and you have a nice even coat of a very thin greasing agent. I mean, it's not going to make your pancakes, it's not like putting oil on your pan at all. And then just you repeat. One more scoop. And some blueberries. The great thing about adding blueberries at this point, at this stage of the recipe, is that some people can have it with blueberries, some people can have it without. You can have a few different fruits out. You can use an apple pie filling. Trader Joe's makes a great one with cranberries, and just kind of dot that a couple times in the pancakes. You can do a lot of things with it. You just use the base recipe that I've given you, and you can add all sorts of good stuff. Bananas are great. When you do bananas, I much prefer, rather than slicing them in here, slicing it up, the banana, and smashing it with my whisk into the batter, and everyone has banana pancakes that day, because I think they turn out better that way. Alright, so Mason's pancakes are ready, and I've heated up some maple syrup, not anything else. You want to use pure maple syrup. Big difference. It's better for your body, and it's natural, so use maple syrup. Pay the extra money. It's so much better for you. Anyway, so we're going to put some maple syrup on the top and let the kid dig in.